Hey everyone, I am doing a fun little experiment and I wanted to include you in it. So, over the next 3 months, I am going to be doing a rice water experiment. I've actually done it before, but I didn't follow it right through to the end due to circumstances out of my control. So, I am going to give it a try again. It is based on Dr. Emoto's work. Not familiar if you know who he is. So I'm just going to share my screen here for a second. So he is a pseudoscientist that believes that human consciousness can affect the molecular structure of water. Well, newsflash, what are we made of? Water, right? We have a high water content. So if our words can affect water in a different environment, why wouldn't we think that they can affect us? So, one of the things that he did is he spoke words, which your words are attached to emotions. So, he spoke words to the water and he was passionate. Like you have to be true, right? When you're speaking these words, you have to feel the emotion of love, the emotion of hate, whatever that is. So, what he did is he did exactly that. He started speaking to the water and then he froze it, put it under a microscope, and this is the result. You should be able to see it on the screen right now. So you can see the negative words, like you fool, that ended up being, a very harsh, um, inconsistent representation. The other ones, the positive ones, so these ones down at the bottom are all negative. I can't see the words exactly. Maybe it's down here. No, I can't see exactly the words that he used, but it's probably like hate, debt, that sort of thing. War, where we use the positive words, like, look at I love you. Look at that. That's amazing. It looks like a snowflake, right? Wisdom, look at that. Like these are so beautiful. So once upon a time, like I said, I did do, I'll have to look. I think I did probably 8 weeks, something like that. And we were starting to see movement, but then the location we were at was not available. So we didn't end up continuing. So starting today, I just did this morning. So I have three little jars here, and you can see I made them equivalent to each other. That's the key, right? So we have three jars here that have, I can't hold all three at the same time, and they have rice in them. And the reason why you use rice is because the rice is full of water. And then I topped it up also with water just to pretty much the top of the rice. So they're the same, but I'll tell you what's different. This rice, plain jar, nothing really going on there. But these two others, and I went over them. So I was trying to draw up those emotions while I was preparing these jars. So you'll see the jars. I hope you can read them. One is love, family, and hugs. The other one is hate, debt, and war. And the way the experiment goes is I've made these three jars. This one is the jar I'm going to ignore. I am not going to pay attention to this jar for 3 full months. They're going to be together in the same environment. In order for it to be a true test, everything has to match temperature, environment, sunlight, all that stuff. So, whatever environment one is going to be exposed to, they're all going to be exposed to. But every day, I'm going to take the loved one, I'm going to walk out of the area with it, and I'm going to talk to it. I'm going to reflect on love, family, hugs. I'm going to share gratitudes with it. I am going to just share some positive emotion. I'm only going to do it for, maybe a half a minute, maybe a minute, then I'll put it back. Then I'm going to grab this one, the hate, debt, war, and I'm going to tell it about my hydro bill that I'm not happy about. I'm going to tell it about how I'm a no drama mama. I'm going to hate it, which is not an emotion I use very often, but I am going to do my best. Every week, I'm going to check in with you. I'm going to show you. So I'm just going to show you to the camera. You can see it's all perfectly white and clean. At some point, I might have to take my background off, but that's okay. So, and then this one, same thing. They're exactly the same. all three of them, and we're going to watch and see if there's any progression. So realistically, all three should have the same effect. They should all turn brown, they should all turn moldy, whatever happens over time. This should happen consistently across the three. And let's see if my words will make a difference. So stay tuned. We'll be back next week with an update.